guys, it's Brittany. So today I'm gonna be telling you a dream that I had years ago. And so for those who may have heard of the show Beyond Belief, Fact or Fiction, I actually grew up watching it when I was quite little, and I don't think this show is quite suitable for young children because it's scary. It's more of a um, mature show for, I would say, maybe for teens and adults, because they do tell at least, I think, five different stories, and you have to guess whether if each short story they show is either true or false. And um it aired in the late 90s. So, and now I didn't watch every single episode when I was quite young. I think some episodes I did, some I didn't, but it wasn't until that I at some point I did watch every season of every episode. So yeah, and I would say it was until when I was a little older. I think I'm trying to think, maybe 15 or 16, that me and my sister, we were watching at least one of the episodes from season 3. And it was actually the very last episode of season 3 that there is this particular story that was very it was scary, and it's something you will not expect, because the moment you see this particular part within that episode, it's like either it's gonna scare you, like either it's gonna make you jump and cover your eyes, or somehow you might be like, oh, okay, yeah, it's scary, but maybe it has no effect on you because um now I'm not gonna say what it is, because then I don't know. But if that's something you want to see for yourself, the show is free to watch on YouTube, so you can check it out if you want to. And now, if you guys want me to also talk about some TV shows, to review them, and to talk about some episodes, I can probably do that and rate, or maybe list, maybe either the best episodes or maybe the scariest episodes. I mean, I can do that because I also love watching TV shows. So I love TV shows, but I also love movies. So I'm more of a movie buff, but I still love TV shows too. So anyway, I'm just giving you a little history on the show and how I grew up watching it quite young. But the thing is, now some people might actually like it, but the music, the theme music to this show is, it's just one of those things that when you hear it, you can't unhear it, and it will get just stuck in your head, and it's hard to even get it out. So it's like you really gotta do something. It's like either you have to play a bunch of songs that will get stuck in your head, something more like a good song, or try to do something else to try to make that stop, because I don't know. Now, I do like the Twilight Zone theme music. I do, but this one in particular for Beyond Belief, I don't, because to me it's just it's scary. Like, to me, it's like when you hear it, it's eerie, and it's almost like this scary type of music where almost like if you're alone in a dark room, like it just makes you feel even more scared, and it makes you feel like, okay, I don't want to be alone in this room, and you want to, it's like you want to surround yourself with people around you because you don't want to be alone. And that's just how it feels. Like, I don't like it. So anyway, on with the dream though. And like I said, because I grew up watching this show, and because at some point, me and my sister, we both watched the whole show of every season and every episode. And because of that, now of course we always muted the theme music because we both don't like it, because it just, it just gets stuck in your head, and I don't like that. Like, I feel very uneasy when I hear it, I just do. I get scared, so I don't like it. But like I said, maybe there are some who probably do like it, and if you do, that's okay, that's fine. But now, I will say that James Brolin, he was actually the host of the show, but only for season 1. But it wasn't until season 2 to season 4 that Jonathan Frakes was the host of the show. And I would say he actually did a good job hosting the show. So, good job. Now, of course, I can go on about it, but like I said, if you guys want to see me do a video on talking about a particular show, then I will, but that would have to be another time. But yeah, this one, but like I said, anyway, so because I have seen it quite young, and because when I did rewatch it through the whole show of every episode, let's just say I was actually getting nightmares about it. I was getting these really some of them were actually weird nightmares, some were just really weird, strange dreams. So I was getting really strange dreams about beyond belief. And now this one in particular, it was actually quite scary, because I remember I was in this house. It almost looked like an old house. Like, maybe it was, I don't know how, or, well, not how, but I don't know when it was built. But it just looked like an old house, but the inside looked brand new, even though the architecture looked old, like an old style house. But I actually like that though. I like old-fashioned things. But I remember I walked upstairs and I was in this room, and this looked like a master bedroom, and there was like a king size bed, and I was just sitting on the bed and I was just watching TV. And the weird thing is, because even in this show, it shows some strange, even scary short stories, but there are some stories that are actually not scary, so those ones I like. But no matter which stories they show, whether it is either like not scary, or if it is scary, or if it's just like this really weird, doesn't make sense kind of story, you just have to guess which ones are true or false. And so I remember when I turned on the TV, I was seeing this show, and it looked like Beyond Belief. And in this short story, it shows how this woman wanted to get rid of her bed. And now she didn't say why, but I'm guessing it's because maybe there was something that probably happened on the bed specifically, and she didn't want to keep it, because I think she felt like if she did keep it, it would, it's almost like keeping a curse with her. But it's just the bed mattress itself, and somehow she got this thing that had wheels on it. She put the bed mattress on there, and she gets on the bed, and she's like rolling herself into the street, and this guy, I think that knew her, a friend of hers, that stops her, and he's like, whoa, whoa, well, what are you doing? And she's like, I don't want to keep this bed, so I'm getting rid of it. And he tells her, like, but don't you know what you're doing? You're rolling through the street. And she's like, okay, I'm sorry, I know I'm being stupid, but I just don't know how I'm gonna get rid of this bed. Like, I can't keep it. Something awful happened on this bed, so to keep it, it'll just be like keeping the curse. And he's just like trying to say like, okay, but I needed to get off the bed so that way you don't end up getting hurt on the street, because you're right in the middle. He's trying to tell her that she's in the middle of the street, so if she doesn't get off, a car could run over her and she could die. But even though she knows that, she's still not listening, and she's just trying to get rid of the bed. And it's weird how she doesn't mention what happened. Like, if she knew the history to what happened on the bed, or if something happens to somebody on the bed specifically, then why not mention it? Because I think that'll make it, I think for one, it would just make more sense to her to get rid of the bed. And not only that, but I think whatever it may be, it might be either something scary, it might be something weird or disgusting. But either way, I just wanted to know. And I remember thinking, what is it? Like, what happened? Like, okay, so what is it about the bed? Did somebody put a curse on it? Or did something happen where maybe something disgusting got on it? Or did something happen to someone on the bed specifically? So that was never brought up. But I remember at some point, I was feeling like okay, I'm just gonna turn it. So I remember, yeah, because I remember thinking how I wanted to take a nap, to sleep for a little bit. And then just when I turn off the TV, it turns on. The TV turns on by itself, but when it turned on, it didn't show the part where it left off of the story. It just showed the title, the title of the show, and you see, the background, because that's what they do. Like, when you watch it, you'll see the title, and you'll see like these spotlights come through, like here and there. So that's like the background to of the show when you see the title. And so that's what it showed. And when it's seen, I'm like, okay, please don't tell me it's gonna play the music. And so I remember just getting really scared. So I remember, and that's the thing, at some point I start to hear the music, I think probably 2 seconds after that, because when I heard it, I remember I muted it, and I'm like, oh, no, I don't want to hear it. So I was starting to freak out, and so I kept, when I turned it off, it turned back on. I turned it off, it turned back on. So I was probably even more freaked out, because I thought, this TV won't turn off, and no matter what I do, it just won't turn off. So I remember, now the weird thing is, because even though I had it on mute, because I did not want to hear the music at all, so it stayed on mute. So that was good, because I couldn't hear the music, because it really gets under my skin. But somehow, even though it stayed muted, but yet when I tried turning the TV off, it would not stay off, and it would just turn back on. And that was freaky. It was. So I remember, because I couldn't turn it off, I just left it on. I put the remote down on the bed, and I got up. I went downstairs, and I remember Someone was there. Someone was there downstairs. I'm not sure who it was, but I think it was someone I knew. I think probably a friend. And my friend asked me, like, "Hey, are you okay? You look scary. You look like you've seen a ghost." And I said, "Well, actually, yeah, actually, I'm a bit scared. I'm a bit freaked out right now because, I was just watching some TV and I didn't realize I was watching Beyond Belief until later, and so yeah, I tried turning the TV off. It would not turn off, or when I did turn off, it would turn back on, and the music started playing, and I just absolutely hate it, and and I remember saying to my friend how that I just don't really like the music, and I muted it, but then now it stated on mute, but yet as many times I tried turning the TV off, it would not stay off, and it would just either turn back on, or at some point, because yeah, even at some point the TV just stayed on, like, because when you're pressing the power button to turn off the TV, no matter how many times I did that, it would just stay on. And yes, that was really freaky. So I remember when I was explaining this to my friend, yeah, they were like, "Oh wow, yeah, that is freaky." Like, so, well, what do you think? Why that is? Is it the TV, or is it because the show was on the TV? So that's what I was thinking too. I thought either there's probably something wrong with the TV itself, or maybe because of the fact that the show is on the TV, that somehow that's why the TV just wouldn't turn off. So it's kind of like let's say if you turn the channel to, like, let's say a whole different channel, like a sports channel or the news, or maybe a movie channel like Stars or HBO, then if you're on a different channel and if you turn off the TV afterwards, it will turn off. But if you're on a channel and let's say if a Pacific terrifying movie comes on, or a creepy eerie show that comes on, and the moment that it is on TV, that it just won't turn off because of the fact that it is on TV and you just can't turn it off. So I'm not sure why exactly the TV wouldn't turn off. I mean, I do think it probably was that. I do think it's because the fact that the show itself was on TV, that's why the TV would just not turn off and it would just stay on. So I was, like I said, I was freaked out. I was. Now, if this had happened in real life, I think I'll be even more freaked out. I think I'd probably just leave the room and be like, okay, I do not want to be in my room. I'm going to be somewhere else right now. Or let's say I would try to find a way to try to change the channel, or try to put something on, put something else on the TV, like Netflix or Hulu or Disney Plus. And if I turn something else on without the show being on itself, and if I watch something else like a whole different show or a movie, then of course I think then the TV would be fine and it would not be acting weird because of the show being on the TV itself, if that makes sense. So anyway, that's how the dream ended. It ended by explaining to my friend of how this freaky situation was happening with the TV just because the show was on there and all that. So that's how it ended. And when I woke up, I actually woke up feeling scared. I woke up feeling like oh no. And I remember I kind of got up kind of fast and I looked at my TV and I was like, okay, Now my TV was off when I was sleeping, so that's good. But and the weird thing is, because even after I woke up, I remember thinking like, wait, but why would I have a dream about this, about specifically about Beyond Belief and how it was on the TV and the TV were to turn off? But I thought, why? Why did I have that dream when I didn't really watch the show? Because to be honest, it has been years since I've watched the show. It's been, I think, five. I'm trying to think. The last time I watched it was back in California, um, before moving out here to Arizona. So, uh, yeah, I would say, and because years have gone by, I would say it's been probably 5 or 6 years ago. And because it's been so long since I've seen it, it's like, why would I just all of a sudden, dream about it? Because sometimes that kind of happens too. And I think even the reason why I kind of dream about it on and off, like, it is because I think sometimes knowing that I've heard the music before and I've seen the episodes before, and because even when I mention it, somehow I kind of dream about it, even just by talking about it, if that makes sense. But I don't like that, honestly, because it does scare me. So, and now I have, now the thing is that I've had many dreams. But yeah, I will say this though, that I've actually had many dreams about Beyond Belief, and I will say this. There are some dreams where I've actually heard the music and I would just wake up feeling really scared. But, and another thing is that there's actually some dreams I've had about the show where I would actually just see Jonathan Frakes talking. Um, Now that part isn't so bad. Um, but yeah, now it's weird how sometimes even when he shows up in my dreams and he's talking, and somehow in the dream it's almost like I'm watching the show again. Although when I wake up, it's like, like, oh gosh, like I was just dreaming about it. But yeah, sometimes that happens. Now it's been a while since that happened, you know. But I think that's why it happens, because I think when something does freak you out or scare you, and I think even just talking about it, I think somehow you might just end up dreaming about it again because it scares you. But I don't like that when that happens. And here's another thing too I noticed. It's like if you talk about something that scares you, you're most likely to somehow dream about it again. But if you talk about something that's good, maybe something that makes you happy, if you talk about, let's say, anything that makes you happy, or if you talk about your favorite show, your favorite movie, but yet somehow you don't really often dream about the things that make you happy. Like, let's say if you were talking to a friend about a show that's your favorite, like any show or a movie, but yet somehow you don't end up dreaming about the show or the movie itself, but yet somehow you end up having these really weird dreams that make no sense at all. Then it's like, what? But yeah, now I could go on and on about dreams and all of that. Now I think it's different for everyone, but with me it's more like I get really strange dreams, especially if I go to bed late. But if I were to sleep early, and if I get like my full hours of sleep and then I wake up early, then I have a really good dream. And believe me, there are some good dreams. I think I probably had more good dreams than weird ones or nightmares, But yeah, now that is all for this dream. But this dream I had about Beyond Belief. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like even just mentioning the show, I feel like it is almost like I can hear the music in my head, and it's like, I don't like that. So yeah, let me know what you guys think of this dream, and let me know if you have seen the show before, because it's it is eerie when you watch it. But like I said, not every short story they show is creepy, scary. There are some are not, but yeah. Now, whether, and I will say this too, because there are some short stories they show that are in fact false or true. But even the ones that do happen to be true, I know some of them may make it look like, oh come on, that can't really happen, or that doesn't seem possible for that to happen. But honestly, I'm very open-minded, and I do believe that anything can happen, even if it seems completely impossible. But for those short stories that do happen to be true, are in fact true, whether you believe it or not. But yeah, so that is all for this Dreamtime video. But I will say one last thing, that there is a good dream I had of Buffy, of a Buffy dream I had. It was a good one, but I'm not quite sure to mention it, because now something happened in that dream where I don't even know if I should mention it. But if you guys still want to hear it, let me know. But I don't know. I'm not too sure. But anyway, that's all for today, and I'll see you at the movies.